What's up, fellas? Happy Tuesday evening to all of you guys out there in radio land, TV land, computer land, whatever it is you're
Whatever
on.
land you're in.
Yeah. Hope you guys are having a good Tuesday, good start to your week. You had a good day, didn't you? Digging holes and pouring concrete.
Yeah, I do have a good story. John Halligan. I'm sitting down in the front of my dad's funeral, and he texts me right in the middle, just right in the middle. And my phone goes off. I look down at it's John. Hey, man, I'm sorry. Blah, blah, blah. And I said, yeah, man, no problem. Just sitting here up front, answering a text in front of everybody.
Excuse me, Dad.
That was pretty good. That was an enlightening moment.
Yeah, exactly.
It was good.
I don't know if you guys got flying in this weekend. It's still windy here. I swear I've never seen it this windy in North
Constant,
Carolina.
man. It's like
It's killing us, man. We got so much to do and so many things to fly. But
I already got my tan for the summer.
Yeah, that's the only thing tan.
Well, yeah, look.
I mean,
See, look
yeah,
at that.
exactly. Damn, the
Look
glare.
at that.
The
Look
glare
at that,
coming
man.
off
That's
of that.
gamma ray right there.
We got to get him some sleeveless shirts or
No,
something.
you don't. I'll show you my calves
It's no, please keep that
right now, buddy. I'll get it up.
This is scary. I mean, it's like that's white as a shoe, man, and a sock. You can't tell where they live. You need some Legend hobby socks so we know where they live.
I love those. Those things are comfortable.
I know they are. They're warm.
I did.
Too.
I wear them with my tennis shoes, and man, they're great.
Yeah, they're warm in the wintertime.
What kind of socks are those? I said, you have to be in the club.
You got to be a team.
You got to be in the club.
So, as you guys well know, we've got an awesome guest with us tonight, sitting in the wings, and literally, Mr. Phil Camp with his amazing B-17. If you guys have not seen this plane, I dropped the link in the chat earlier. You can go check it out after the show or whenever you want to, but it is a beautiful plane, and he custom did everything down to each rivet himself, the paint scheme, outhouse mouse. It is absolutely beautiful, and we're going to get him in here right now. And thank you, Tim. Appreciate that, buddy.
Woo!
And bringing the sunshine. Stop the wind next time. Stop the wind.
That Michigan stuff.
But here is Mr. Phil Camp for you guys. What's up, buddy?
Yeah, you.
Hi, everybody.
I've already predicted it's a trophy winner.
Yeah.
Not count my chickens. Got to go down. Got to earn it.
Yeah, well.
You've already got, what, 500 hours in it? I think that's.
Hey, here's a contest. Here's a contest for you. Guess the number of rivets.
Got to be at least 600 or so on that thing.
At least, I think 600. Yeah, probably 600,000, I would think. My God.
Closer to that, probably.
Beautiful, beautiful plane, man. And watching your videos is just amazing. We're going to pull one up here shortly, but give us a rundown, man, on this beautiful airplane.
Legend Hobby, B-17. We did the G model. It was funny because I started looking through the different outhouse mouse, Memphis Belle, blah, blah, blah. And I saw the outhouse mouse, and I saw I could get the decals for it through Cali. And I liked the green.
Yeah.
So that was my subject. What's pretty cool about the green, the olive drab, I've had people ask me, the olive drab fades on both on the control surfaces and on the airplane itself. And they're asking me, how did you get it to look the olive drab, the faded look? So I simply used Army green for the green, and for the tail feathers and the control surface, the ailerons, I used a flat tan, and it almost reproduced those colors perfectly.
Yeah. Well, that's the beauty of paints, man. You can mix stuff and achieve about any color you want to. That's the cool thing. So, I mean, did you paint the plane first? Did you glass it? I mean, what all have you done?
Well, we put it together, and I looked to see if there's any cosmetic work that needed to be done. I got the ARC almost ready to cover. So, and there really was a very well-built airplane. I mean, structurally, with any ARF, I'll go through and I'll look at joints and maybe drop some glue in on some areas that might need it.
Yeah.
But I mean, overall, I was very pleased with the quality of the kit. I put it all together, looked to see what I needed. Bless you. And then I fiberglassed it first. And then I used Thomas White's method, which really sped up. I was an old polyester resin guy, and I ended up using West Systems epoxy with 1.5 ounce fiberglass recommended by the Thomas White. So we did that, and then I also used the Evercoat Durabuild uh, primer method, which we put on with a roller, which filled the weave way faster than the polyester resin. Sometimes you'd need maybe 2, 3 coats, and then you'd find areas that you missed. So with the Durabuild, the Evercoat, you put that stuff on thick, and within half an hour, you could sand it. You could see if you needed to do more, sand it, and it blended nice. After sanding, I did a coat of primer, make sure I got all the little teeny tiny holes in. I used some Bondo, I used spot filler, and then I would primer again. That way, all the substrate was the same. If you were to touch up areas and when you pan over it, you'd be able to see the difference. So make sure all the substrate was the same. Then panel lines. I put panel lines on, and again, I used, there's different kinds of panel lines. You can get different flavors. Thomas White recommended a particular brand. Of course, I don't remember which ones those were, but certain brands, when you peel the tape back up, it'll leave the adhesive on there. It's not a really big deal because you're using, 3/32 widths. So it's not a major problem. But the recommended by Thomas, this did not leave any of the adhesive residue behind.
Okay.
So I do the panel lines, get them all on there, a couple coats of primer, very light wet sand on that. You don't want to erase everything you just did. Then I use Tight Bond 3 wood glue for rivets. I get a little bottle cap and a toothpick.
Wow.
And a bottle cap is all you need because the stuff would start to set up fast enough that all right, I need another bottle cap, another bottle cap. And I would just start on there. And initially I was just going to do the main spars and the ribs. But yeah, I mean, what else is there to do in February in upstate New York? There's no degrees outside. So I just
look
kept
at little
going.
bumps, thousands of them.
It just kept going and going and going. And then it was time for paint, which I love. And I used the Krylon flat Army green. The Krylon, I found the camo greens are the best for coverage. You don't see any strokes. Covers smoothly. I get all the green on there, and then actually I did a mistake. Back when I did the B25, I painted her silver, and then I used the olive drab over the top, and I was able to take some tape in certain areas, and it would just flake off just enough so it would give me the paint chipping off there. So I tried that with the fin and the rudder on this thing, painted it silver, painted the army green on there. It turned out great. And then I masked it off to do the red. And as soon as I pulled the tape off, it pulled all that paint off on that silver.
Oh, God.
So I wet sanded that all down and started again. I didn't do the silver underneath. I just left it a basic primer base coat and got all the green on it. And then the red, after the red, the green, and the tan was on there, I took quadruple aught steel wool and very lightly went across in the direction of the airflow down the whole fuselage, across the wings. And that just scrapes it up just enough. You can see the top of the rivets. You can see top of some of the panel lines. And once all that's done, then you get out the airbrush and you start making her dirty and making her ugly, like she made a couple of runs already. And that really is my most favorite part. That's when it really starts to come alive and pop for me.
Yeah. Those fine details, man. That's what I was talking about. I think it was either last week or week before, was talking about using that airbrush to really get in there and get some really good details. And to, like you say, you can bring out the dirt on a plane so good with that fine layer of paint. And it's so soft that it's just enough, but it looks good,
My biggest fear when I get the airbrush out is overdoing it.
Yeah.
I've seen some airplanes where it's just too much. It's, I like seeing the panel lines. I like seeing it dirty, but I don't want to overdo it. I use a piece of cardboard and spray it just over. And I don't use black on that. I'll use gunmetal.
Yeah.
So when it dries, it's a softer grayish black. It seems to work for what I'm trying to achieve.
Yeah.
It works great for that.
Yeah, well, what you've achieved looks phenomenal. Have you got the plane handy where you can zoom in on it or show it?
Yeah. I made this
There
little
you-
stand for you guys here.
Yeah, I hear you, man. Ingenuity at its finest.
Let me see. Here she is. I'm gonna walk on over here and get the light on her.
And you've also got the turrets working too, don't you?
I do. Every turret is on its own servo. I'm not
Wow,
really. Can I see what? Oh, here we are. So here's
man.
some of the rivet work. My thing is I really didn't scuff up the the decals. I got. You can see a little bit of darken on there,
Right.
and Dave's lights.
That red looks great, man. That looks so original. I mean, that looks dirty, and that's just perfect with that little bit of dirt in it, man. That looks nice.
Here's part of that steel wool I was talking about.
Yeah, that
Right
looks
in
great.
here.
Love it.
You can see where I take my own liberties on. You see now the cowls are clean, and because all the oil would come out from behind.
Yeah, yeah.
I should have dirtied them up a little bit more. Of course, when you're done, you're like, oh, I missed this and I missed that. These
Well, that's
guys
the
here,
beauty. That's the beauty of an airbrush too, though. You can always go back and add.
yeah, yes, absolutely. These guns are out of my wing manufacturing B-25. Let me check the camera, make
Wow.
sure I'm on there.
So tell us about the little magnet thing you got on the top
Ah,
there. I saw that in your video. That's pretty cool.
this antenna, it was funny because I knew I wanted to do something, and I wanted to make sure moving it, transporting it, or just reaching around it, breaking it off.
Yeah,
So I saw this idea with the rare earth magnets, and I had a picture in one of the magazines or one of the books that I had bought for the B-17 of this antenna, and I traced it and traced it on a piece of G10. Cut this out. This is G10 here, sanded and shaped with a wood base. And I got the magnets out, and I can take it out for transport.
that's cool, man.
Yeah, like how the bombs are laid out nicely.
Yeah, that looks nice.
Same thing here with the football radar. She's
Yeah,
with the
that's
magnet
cool.
as well. Now these engines, the dummy engines, are from Sean at
Yeah,
Scale RC Engines. I love those.
yeah. He does a great job, man.
So you were mentioning the turrets. Let me see if I can. I got an on-off switch right here. You can hear them groaning already. There we
Oh
go.
yeah,
So they're all on the random servo generator,
yeah.
and even I don't move the camera too fast. Even the ball turret.
Oh man, that looks nice.
It's such a
Yeah,
this thing is just so cool. I made all the little these are little parts of toothpick and a
oh,
piece of 1/32 I think ply. I should have probably highlighted around this door a little more, but it was a little mucky at the field. That's the whole thing up here. You guys are dealing with the wind, we're dealing with the rain.
yeah,
When I did the maiden flight, and I I learned how to edit that video. I mean, there was 8 minutes of me fretting and putting it off, and to do a
yeah.
maiden with something like this, I really, really wanted conditions to be perfect,
I absolutely, yeah,
and they weren't, obviously. So
yeah. You shocked me how you took off on that dirt path, man. I'm thinking, nah, he's not gonna do it. Next thing I know, you're taking off. I'm like, Lord have mercy.
I caught all the guys at the field by surprise too. Where do you think you're gonna go?
Yeah, I know,
But
man.
we
I could hear the fear in your voice, though, man. I was feeling it for you, bud.
we were leaving the next day for Fredericksburg, and so I really, really wanted to get the maiden flight in at home.
I don't
But I
blame
made
you.
all the guns removable for
That's smart.
transport,
Yeah, that's
and
real smart.
I also made them stronger. The guns when they came from Legend were very delicate, and I'm breaking them off, just turning them. So
Yeah.
I've taken an inner push rod and I was able to put them inside. The ones that I break, when I break them, I'll fix them and make them stronger.
Wow.
So, and I don't have to have those in all the way, for just for today's demonstration.
Man,
Also, I don't know if you can see under here. The turbos, I painted those guys and
that looks good.
dirt.
Wow.
Yeah, I
Man.
still can't believe I got this thing. I love it.
It looks like it flies amazing from the videos.
Very stable, very happy. I still need to slow her down some more. My flights, I'm learning every time. My flight time, hooking me back up here. First flight was 2.5 minutes. Got my notes. Second flight, the Rich Schaefer video, that's a really good video because he was able to zoom in on me as I do some passes. That was 3.5 minutes. Flight number 3 was 3 minutes. And when I landed, I had 74% on all my batteries. And flight number 4 was 4 minutes. And I landed, I had 65%. So I do have plenty of battery for maybe another 2 to 3 minutes. Now, George, remember George was on your station.
Yeah.
George is telling me he's getting 10 minutes on his.
Wow.
So I need to slow down a little bit. She does have very good slow flight capabilities, but after watching, like I said, the 2023 video, I see how they can stall.
Oh yeah.
So I do not want to stall her. That's why if you, in the maiden, you'll hear me keep your speed up.
Yeah.
That was just so I didn't stall it. And yes, I did come in way too hot, but every flight I fly, every consecutive landing I feel better and better about it, and I will slow her down. And I hope to get at least 6 to 7 minutes. 6 to 7 minute flights on her.
Yeah, I'm gonna go in and pull this up and let it play, and you can give us some idea what we're looking at here while we're doing this.
All right, this is Fredericksburg. This is flight number 2, and it is not German. Yep. You watch how this thing goes out.
Wow.
Just as well as can be.
And you didn't even hardly have to trim it any, did you?
There is no left, right, up or down trim. I didn't have to touch any of that for this flight, for any of the flights.
Man.
So eventually you'll see Alex with his P-51 flying escort with me. That was a nice touch.
Man. That just looks nice. God, it looks so real.
Very stable. So far, I'm getting the only criticisms I get is my takeoffs are too quick, too fast. I love that.
Yeah.
And I'm still flying her too fast. And again, I'll get more comfortable with the lower speeds.
Yeah.
With every consecutive flight.
I'm gonna get rid of this volume because if I don't, they'll hit me on YouTube. Because God forbid you have any music playing.
Oh, that's right, the copyright.
Yeah. Oh, there's the P-51.
That's cool.
What was great was Alex was flying with me, and he knew it was new to me, and I was nervous, and I didn't even notice him. I see him every once in a while in the corner of my eye, and it was like, that was perfect, Alex. That was perfect. Thank you.
Man.
P-51 escort.
That just looks amazing. God.
But no trim. I didn't need any trim, which again is a credit to the builders and the design.
Absolutely. And, what is the wingspan on this again?
125 inches.
Wow. Yeah.
10 foot and 4 or 5 inches. Yeah, that's cool. Was your CG right on, or did you need to go a little more or a little out?
After these 2 flights, George was watching my videos. Now, the first flight, and I've since edited a lot of that stuff out, where we were in, again, it's done nothing but rain up here, and the fields are super, super mushy and wet. And even after fresh cut grass, I was trying to take off in the grass, and she wanted to nose over. So George thought I might have been a little nose heavy. And even with this landing that's coming up here in a minute, he said, do you have to push down, or you have to push up or pull up to keep her in the air when you're coming in? And, second flight, I was like, I think so. So he said, you might be a little nose heavy. So I've taken out maybe half a pound, because all the weight is right up underneath the bombardier. And the third and the fourth flight seemed to float in a little bit nicer.
Now, have you done anything with the bomb drop with it yet?
Not yet. Again, the first couple flights, like you guys mentioned, the pucker factor is pretty high.
Oh yeah, no kidding. Yeah.
So I got all kinds of. There we go. Let's get rid of that. Oh, there we are. And like I said, I got the bombs out now. And Thomas wanted me to mention that the bomb package kits for the B-17 will be available tomorrow. So get yours tomorrow.
Awesome. Cool. At Legend Hobby.
At legendhobby.com. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
That's right.
But I can see very soon I'll be dropping bombs with that.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
This is low pass. The guy's got, or is this landing? No, this is landing.
Nice.
Oh, man.
You can see where that grass is wet and digging, and those wheels are just dragging.
Yeah,
Almost
it
tipped
was.
over.
But we got the flight in, and it was a good day for that. And just the relief of
Yes.
how good it flies, and I'm not gonna have to worry about that at all. Just my speed, which again, after I get a couple flights, I think next flight I'm gonna go up 10 crashes high and throttle back. I don't think I'll cut the throttle, but I'll throttle back, half flap, full flap, just to kind of get a feel of what she might do if I do get too
7-Eleven
slow.
clerk said hello. Did you see that? It must be one of your friends in California you made while you were out there in 7-Eleven.
7-Eleven's on.
She said, Margie Pimentel.
Yeah.
She said, your 7-Eleven clerk said hello.
That is funny.
Yeah, oh Lord. Yeah, you can tell he was going to the 7-Eleven.
Yeah, when I was in California, I made, there's only 3 places I went. I was in the house literally for 30 days because we helped with the problems with him, and then he failed and then passed. But literally, hamburger joint, hot dog joint, 7-Eleven. That's the only circle I made. And then I'm in jail. That's just vicious cycle. And then until you're released and, it's all over. But yeah, it wasn't a fun time. But beyond that, that's exceptional. All the work you've done, that thing, you didn't even look like you put any rudder on the takeoff. It was like it was straight.
No rudder again, and no trim, no up, no down, no left or right.
That's
and
great.
when I deployed flaps, no, it didn't balloon or anything. She stayed just as steady. Very happy.
That's nice. So, so you went with which gear in that plane?
Right now is the Sierra.
Okay.
It initially came with the Robart gear, and then I believe the story is, Robart wasn't going to. We didn't know what was going on with Robart for a while.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Tomas went to Sierra, and I got. I think I got the demo or the first set, and I needed to make sure that they dropped her in and fit. And there was a few adjustments we needed to make. Daryl was a pleasure to work with. I sent him the measurements of the Robart and his, and he did made all the changes I suggested, and they worked beautifully.
So, I mean, what differences if any, can you tell in the different gear for those that are wondering out there what to get?
The Sierras, there's no welds in Sierra. Everything is machined out of one piece, or put together with the pins and the C-clips. I always like Sierra stuff. Robarts, I never, I've used air retracts in everything I've had. Like I said, I think I've got the JP Electrics in my jet, but I've never had a problem with Robart. Nothing that I can say, any real complaints about. And Sierras, I've had Sierra in my P38, Sierras in the T28, and Sierras in the B25, and I love them. I mean, so far flawless. I don't have any air leaks. They're beautiful retracts. I mean, Daryl does a beautiful job with his stuff.
That's good to know. So is there anything in the build of this airplane that you would tell people to look at or that stood out to you that people may need to know? Because I mean, this is, again, it's a pretty extensive build, I would assume.
And not a first time.
No, I would not say after your Aero Scout to get one of these, and no safe. But I did a build thread on Flying Giants, and because this airplane, this particular ARF kit, didn't come with directions, Tomas asked me if I would mind doing a build thread to go through and explain things like that.
Right.
Right now, talking to you, I can't think. There's a few things that I do point out. Make sure you do this. Make sure you do this before you do that. And off the top of my head, I can't think of what they were. Overall, I think the rudder linkage was kind of a pain in the butt. But I mean, an experienced builder will have no problem. Again, that's another part of building and putting together our kit is the problem solving. I see. If we do this, will this work? Will it be strong enough? Will it work? Will it do this? Will we do that?
You mean it takes more than just putting in a screw?
Yeah,
it's not like a UMX.
Yeah, 4 screws, and look what I built.
Exactly, no doubt. Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's the thing, man. That's part of the hobby. And then, like, I love detailing just like you do. He can't stand it. And I love it.
I love admiring it.
Yeah.
But the process, It's
But,
like I love having my teeth not being in pain, but I can't stand going to the dentist.
yeah, I
Yeah.
hear you.
As soon as you walk into the dentist, man, you got that enamel grinding sound and the smell of the
Yeah.
enamel burning, and oh man, I just hate it. I don't know why.
I don't like it either.
I'm dysfunctional.
Yeah.
George had a funny thing about this. He goes, it's an ARF, but it's a built ARF. It's a barf.
Barf. Yeah. True
I like,
that.
I like that. I'm going to use that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and again, just like the T28, which we'll get into that too. As you well know, that is a pretty extensive build, and Wayne has told me numerous times,
Try to
if
tell 'em.
you can build that, you can build anything. You know what I mean?
It's true.
Because just from the canopy alone down to everything else with the components of the plane, it is an extensive build.
Yeah. A lot
It's
of
not
setting
like
up.
say it's not 7 or 8 screws and you're flying. You
Nope.
know.
Right.
But I mean, again, when you get one put together like it should be done, you see the quality and you see how nicely built these models are. You can't help but go, well, I'm glad I did that and I didn't cheap out on something else,
Yep.
And again, as you well know, and hopefully a lot of people out there know, Legend Hobbies customer service, you're not going to get much better. I mean, if one thing, when you can call somewhere and talk to an owner or email an owner and he gets back with you and helps you out, that's huge.
I don't know how he does it.
So huge.
It's
Yeah, that's what I
huge.
He's
told
got
him.
to. He's got to talk to hundreds of people a day at least, and he's got his real job.
Right, exactly. He works
But
full-time job.
Yeah,
That
he's
means he's
still
not human.
no, he's not.
Because
That was one of the highlights of Texas is getting to meet him and talk to him and getting to know him and his family.
Yeah.
I mean, they're great people.
he was pure sweat all
Yeah.
day long from talking, running, setting up, moving. He was nonstop. I mean, it's like a hummingbird on crack.
I see him run out. We had the L19s up, and he run out and took a couple pictures, then run back, go back to work. And
Yeah.
the T28 I had up once. He runs out, take a couple pictures, run back, go back to work. But what a pleasure to meet him and talk to him and get to know him.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, hopefully we'll be there maybe in September if things go properly, and hopefully they will. If he doesn't have to leave again or something doesn't happen.
I don't think anybody else I know is gonna. I don't know.
Don't say that. But yeah. So I mean, as far as this B-17, I mean, that's one you would highly recommend to somebody wanting a B-17.
Well, after last year, I had the Zeroli P38, and that thing was just, I loved it and hated it, and I ended up crashing that one pretty good. And at that point, I was like, I'm done. No more Maltese.
What's the
Didn't need that
crash?
headache.
Engine out? Typical engine out?
No, you know what?
Or snap in the turn?
It was a snap on approach.
Yeah.
I don't know if I got too slow. I don't know if an engine hiccuped at just that 1 millisecond. I was about 30 feet up coming in. I'm like, you know what? I'm a little high. I'm going to go around again. And as I throttle up, and I know in a twin, you don't nail the throttle.
No.
Start throttling up, and all of a sudden she just went straight in. So I was like, no, done. No more twins. Done.
I get it. That's
So-
they're notorious for that.
Oh, yeah. You know what? I was like, I'm not going to let this P38 get the best of me. I'm going to fly this. Yeah, no, it got the best of me. But anyway, after that, I was like, we go out and we see the B-17s fly, and Tomas was like, if you got one, how would you power it? And I'd probably go electric, after the headaches with getting the engines and the throttle curves. And a lot of people, there's people that, they think it's sacrilege that I'm putting electric in something like this. But I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to do all that again for the heartache.
Well,
that
they
a
don't
crash
realize how
would
much
cause.
work. I mean, just to get everything synchronized. I mean, you're not even talking anything with the airplane. We're just talking the engines.
Yeah.
You get the engines tuned, and then you've got 4 throttle curves to match.
Yep.
I mean, I know Thomas White last week said it took him 2 days, 3 days to get those throttle.
Yeah.
He's got them. Those are perfect. I mean, he's got that thing dialed right in.
Yeah, they sound amazing.
So when he said, how would you power it? Let's go electric. I mean, after watching these guys fight with an engine out, and the guys are good.
Nice.
The guys that we
Flip
saw,
and go.
yeah, they fought it. They got the rudder, aileron. They fought them in. They got them in. Start the engine up and go up again. I was like, you know what? No, if I'm going to go multi, I want to fly it. I want to enjoy it. I don't want to be scared to death every flight that all that work could end with an engine out at
Exactly
any
right. I
second.
get it. Absolutely.
So
What size battery packs are you using?
I'm running 6S 5200 on each motor. Each motor has its own 6S battery. The motors are dual sky 4130s, 470 kV with a Hobby Wing 120 amp ESC. Now remember, I'm a gas guy, so I'm still learning this stuff.
Are all your batteries in the nose?
Yes, all 4 of them. I made a nice little holder and they strap them in, slide them up in behind the bombardier, and then my cockpit kit slides in behind it, which
Yeah.
also keeps it in place. So I've got it
Right.
strapped in, cockpit kit, and then the top goes over the top.
So they ain't going to move.
Well, I'm not going to be doing any hovering or
No.
wing overs or anything with it. So,
You're not going to do any flybys like that?
yeah, the knife edge. Hello.
Yeah.
Watch the pilot. He's waving to you.
Yeah, that's a plane you fly scale, man. It just that's what makes it,
Honey? Well, the beauty is I don't know if you see my call sign is Circle P.
Yeah.
And they were busting on me one year that Phil just goes up and flies circles. So this is a perfect plane for Circle P.
There you go, man.
Circle
Get her
jerk.
up. No,
Well,
no.
Uh-oh.
Well, and at the end of the day, when it's your plane, you fly it like you want to.
Yeah.
What makes you happy? You know what I mean?
Yep.
You're not out there to make nobody else happy. If it makes you happy in the way you like it, that's all that matters.
It would really be cool if we could watch him fly that B-17 on the props.
3D.
Inverted Harriers.
Oh, no.
Can you hover?
Yeah, everybody wants to play with your money and your machine, and then they go home and then just break it, and then
I'll tell you,
go
she's
lower. I've
she's
been
got-
into that
yeah.
one time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, what was funny is, I don't know if you heard this, Wayne, at the event, if somebody does a really good low pass, the little missus will hoot for him, ooh, or and it's funny because we were up in Canada once, and I was lined up to go up, and some guy did a ripping low pass, and she's like, yee-hoo! And I goes, guys, what is that all about? And I'm like, well, if you do a good low pass, the wife might whoop it up for you. So I get out, I'm up flying around. He does a low pass and nothing. And he goes, what is wrong with your wife? He doesn't know you. But some of the guys she stopped doing that. She was, one guy's getting lower and lower and lower, and she kept yelling for her, and he got too low and crashed.
Ooh.
So she's like, sorry. And I'm like, it's not your fault. He's flying the airplane.
Exactly.
But
that's right.
When I'm flying mine, she laughs because I probably don't get lower than maybe 5-6 feet. I'm not going to get that low because I don't want to break anything.
Yeah, I don't
hate
blame
breaking
you,
my
man.
airplanes, and I've broken a few in the last couple of years. So I'm getting more and more cautious because I hate breaking those things. With the time and the money, and
Yeah.
I just like them too much. I don't like breaking them.
I don't blame you, man. I mean, look, if you can leave the field with nothing wrong in a day's time, yeah, that's a good day,
Good day.
That's like, what was it, 2 or 3 weekends ago, I carried the A10 out to the field with, with full intentions of maiden it. And the wind was a little crazy, a little cross quartering. And everybody's like, you going to fly the A10? You going to fly? I'm like, nope.
Yeah.
And they're like, come on, man, it's not bad. I'm like, nope. And then I don't like a crowd watching me.
Yeah.
You know?
I know that feeling.
I mean, it's one thing if you're flying something you're comfortable with, you've flown it numerous times, but when you're doing a maiden, I just don't like 5 or 6, 7 people sitting there like this the whole time. You know what I mean? It tears my nerves out of frame,
I've heard his knees knock.
I mean, I'm telling you, man. And so I said, nope, I'm putting it in the truck and carrying it home.
I've seen him do it. I go, what are you doing? Put it away? He goes, yeah, I ain't going to fly in front of people. I'm flying in front of these people. I get it because I was the same exact way when I started. I couldn't fly in front of nobody. I was petrified.
Well, the sad part is I've been doing it for 18 years, but I still don't like a crowd,
Nope.
I mean, unless it's a plane I feel very comfortable with, but a maiden, I mean, when you have people at the field that walk up to you on a maiden and you're flying a big customized, just like your B-17, hey, man, is that a new plane? What ESCs are you running in? What size motors? What size props do you have? Man, that's awesome. Where'd you get it from? And I'm going, would you get somebody get this person away from me? You know what I mean?
What's his name?
I'm not gonna call no names.
Only
But it's
The
like, they're interrogating you while you're trying to do a maiden.
when you're flying. Now, once it's
Yeah.
on the ground, they don't say nothing.
Yep.
Yeah.
I got a good group up at Fairhaven. I don't know if you saw the video. I think there was maybe 6 guys, and like I said, I kind of caught my surprise when I took off on the road. But I get a question. I think the first question was, "How's your trim?" And then I'm flying by. Are you using rudder? I'm like, "No, man. She flies straight. How's she feel?" Perfect. And I think I said, "What a pussycat!" And
Yeah, you did.
how sweet it was on, I think, the 3rd pass. It was a very short flight, but my knees were shaking.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I knew the field was wet to come in. And actually, flight number 4, if you watch that video, you see it was mushy, and I ended up on the nose.
Yeah.
I broke my nose
Yeah.
guns. That's why I made them fixable and replaceable.
That's right.
But those guys, and I probably could have had 30, 40, 50 people there for the maiden. And I said, please don't be mad at me. No,
Yeah, I don't blame
please
you.
understand that this will be stressful enough that I don't need 50 of you standing
Absolutely.
back there.
Well, it's like trying to put your plane together at the field and everybody wants to come over and talk to you.
Yeah.
It's like I have to go over and save him so much because when he shows up at the field, I'm there sometimes already getting things right. And time he shows up, it's another hour before he even gets the plane out and put together because everybody's like, hey, Wayne, do you have this? Hey, Wayne, have you got that? And of course, he's got to go over and go see and talk and do and tune. And I'm going, finally, I'm like, hey, man, are you going to fly or what? I mean, it's like putting together the L-19. That's an ordeal in itself,
Yeah.
And I'm like, hey man, so I keep my mouth shut, but I try to be there. And did you check this? Did you check that? Blah, blah, blah. It's just having another set of eyes and a hand there if you need it, But I almost have to pull him away because everybody.
Have you got a grub screw?
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, I do. I do have a grub screw.
Hold on, let me go get
I got
my
a whole
box.
kit. I got all the E clips. I got all the C clips. I got all the grub screws. I got all the metrics. I got all the standards. But I would like to fly.
Yeah, exactly.
And then I'll get you here. Okay.
You got any fuel tubing?
Right.
You got a knife?
Yeah.
Got
I
any
just
CA?
tell them to go in there and take what they need so I can fly, literally.
But
I keep all my stuff in my trailer. And when it's nice out, I'll work right out my driveway. I love that. I can, once in a great while, I'll light up a cigar and I can take my time and fix it. And so I keep everything in my trailer. So when I go to the field, it's the same thing, Wayne. I've got my glues and my parts box and this and that. There's some things I won't bring because I figure there's things that if I got to spend that much time to work on it, I'd rather do at home.
Yeah, I get it.
Like replacing something major or just something that's like, yeah, we're not going to fly today. We're going to do this at home.
Well, it's like David Kelly said last week, if 3 things happen at the field, no matter what, it's time to pack it up and go home.
Yeah, he says he gives it 2, and the third one he puts in the trailer because something's funk. You got some funk going against you.
Yeah.
It happens. I mean, it's like worse than golf. It really is. You get in a funk. Like, you ever seen Tin Cup, the golf movie with, what's his name? Oh, you need to see that. He's really good.
Kevin Costner.
What's his name? The big actor.
Kevin Costner.
No.
No.
He's got like 8 kids from 5 different wives.
Oh, what are you talking about right now?
Anyway, well, I was talking about the funk. Like when you're golfing, you'll get into a funk and you'll shank it to the left or to the right or whatever. It's the same thing with model. I don't know what it is, but every once in a while you'll get into a funk.
Yeah.
And I go, well, I know how to fly this. I've got 600 flights on it. What's my problem? So I don't know what it is. I have no idea. But you do get into it. So you got to either get a plane that you're comfortable with that you don't have to fiddle with. Get your foamy beaver out.
Exactly.
And never ever say one more flight.
Right.
Oh, man, you got that right.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, we were doing something stupid, or I take that back. I was doing something stupid. It's in the middle of summer. There's only like 5, 6 of us. We're at the field. We're all just farting around, having a great time. Towards the end of the day, everything's kind of calming down. The weather's getting nice. And I'm out there in the middle of the field, and I'm flying my 64 millimeter F-86. And I go and never ask this question. Hey, would you like to see me fly it between my legs? I made it the first time. I did. I made it the first time. He goes, do it again.
Yeah, there you
go. In the nuts.
Oh.
Ow.
Yeah, no more.
Yeah. We had the night vapor combat in the dark at Fredericksburg with Thomas and his son and Colin.
Oh,
That
God.
was hilarious.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Doug, that was so. I did, at first I didn't join in the reindeer games. I was watching them. I'm like, I got one in the trailer, so I go get it, and that was funny.
Well, it's like, Wayne has said several times, you can't hit each other if you tried.
That's true.
Well, he proved that theory wrong about, a month and a half ago?
I've never had a midair in my life, never. And I've tried with 15 other airplanes. Everybody agreed. They got the crappiest airplane. They go up there and try to hit each other. 15 minutes, we couldn't hit each other. Nobody. 15 pilots. So we get up and we're trying to fly into a little pattern. He was flying, I was flying, and another guy
Like
was
five
flying.
of us.
5 of us. But the guy that I was pulling in close to, he hasn't had a whole lot of time since he's been back in the hobby. So he's being cautious. I told him, just fly your circles and I'll just sneak up to you. Everything was beautiful coming across. I just came in underneath them. Just everything so great and wonderful. Like full 5 seconds of nothing but beauty. And then the wind came, lifted my wing, blew me into his landing gear. My strut tangled up with his landing gear. We're doing this mating chicken in the air routine like this, right? Well, I was already knew what I was going to do when it broke off because I was trying to jiggle it around. He wasn't ready, and he came out of it upside down, and I broke his airplane. I had to fix his airplane. I felt so bad. It was almost a new airplane, so I fixed his whole airplane for him. But what was I going to tell you? Oh, I had 2 midairs in one day in less than 30 minutes, and I've never had a midair in my whole entire life. I go, what is wrong with this?
Making up for lost time.
No doubt.
It shoot up my wingtip. I don't know if it was yours or his, but you can see where the prop went across my wingtip. It goes pop, 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 pop. You can just see like a shark bit into the wingtip. I didn't even know he hit it. It came back down. My wingtip's all eat up like a shark bit it. But anyway,
That's just like he said he never had a brownout with Futaba until this past summer either.
my shorts have had
And he had 2 in one day with Futaba and lost the plane.
Oh,
And I mean, we're sitting there watching him, and I'm standing beside him because I'm videoing, and he's coming across the field, and he's coming right towards us, kind of probably half throttle, a little better. And I keep watching him. He keeps coming towards us, and normally he'll just veer off, as he gets close, and he'll veer off. And he's standing there, and I hear him go, "I don't got it. I don't got it." And I'm going, "Huh?
I'll come straight at us.
And it's coming straight at us. He's like, "I don't got it." Okay, I got it. And and he veers off like at the last second. And I'm like, "What are you talking about, man? I lost control. I didn't have it. I didn't have anything."
I'm not gonna do.
And then he's flying around on his great big 15,000 milliamp pack for like 45 minutes, and he gets down to one end of the field, and I hear
just
him
stuck. I'm in the pattern. I'm coming around like this, just dropping altitude, coming around, and exactly right here, it's stuck, and it just went in just like that in the beans. Nothing. Well, we had a turbine go in a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, we did.
And it was over by the restaurants, and that ain't good.
No.
Futaba?
I don't know what he flies. I didn't get that, but he was locked out. I'm guessing he shut it all down, so there was no fire, but there was a little fire, but it was in the parking lot. Missed everything, missed everyone. Boy, just sneakily go over there, shovel it in, and bring it back. I wasn't there because I was in California, but I heard about it, so that's scary.
Yeah. Rob said no such thing as a brownout with Futaba. I'll call you a lie. I've seen it twice.
It did for me. I haven't had one out. Well, I don't know if it's a brownout, but I lost signal, and that's the first time in 5-6 years.
Yeah.
I've had very good luck with my Futaba stuff.
Yeah, I've never had one. That's the first one I've ever had.
My last couple of incidents were pilot error, so I can't say that I can think of in the near recent past where I've had any issues at any field so far.
I don't know.
Well, we tend to have one corner at our field that I've seen 2 or 3 planes go in that one corner, and it could be a random day, Bob, and you just never know. I felt like I've lost signal in that corner for a few seconds at one point in time as well, but I got it back, and I had enough elevation, and I wasn't flying crazy, but yeah, I mean, and we're near an airport anyway. And there's military planes flying in and out.
Yeah.
So you question, or is there a signal jam for a second? There's also a main irrigation system all the way across.
And that runs on 2.4. All the agricultural is 2.4.
Oh, that's right.
Right. So that was that would be over there, and we come in over here. But anyway, it's been kind of funky.
Wayne and one of the guys had a meter at our field that you could
the RF meter.
You could walk out. And we walked out and checked and tested,
And
and
it's kind of goofy down there.
you
A
know,
little this, little that, kind of bouncing around. Who knows?
yeah. I just
That
try
ain't
to
no
either
good.
go the other way.
Yeah.
Land downwind.
So on the T28, man, as you well know, we were messing with the gear on this one tonight because for some reason we've got a gear that's acting weird. I don't know what it is because they're brand new.
Ouija board.
I need to talk to Tomas about that myself because these are JPs, and it's weird. It'll get down and get stuck and won't come back up.
And it's not even bolted to the plate.
Yeah,
I mean, it's just everything's loose, and then it's like something. It's like the drive screw is either too far out or however it'll over center on when it's all the way. Like it's holding too much tension on the end.
Yeah.
Maybe it needs to be unscrewed a little bit. I don't know.
Did you replace that motor already?
no.
No.
No, that's why I say I
Could be.
I've just realized the problem as I'm getting all the gear doors adjusted and finished
And
up.
it's the last one.
Yep,
and
of course.
yeah, it's the last gear door, and then all of a sudden the gear's acting crazy, and so I thought, Lord, man, I've got all this time into this thing, and now I got a gear acting.
Yeah, no, because I get the phone call. Man, this stupid.
yeah,
I'm on the last one, and I don't know what. I say, easy now, easy. Don't smash it.
yeah.
And
it's
walk
crazy.
away.
And then it makes you fearful of, okay,
Yeah.
well, what if it does it in flight?
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
And so yeah, I'm gonna have to definitely talk to Tomas about that and see what he says or recommends because I've
We'll
got
find out.
just getting the gear in this plane is a job. You know what I mean? With the pants and
Uh-huh.
the side piece on the strut and getting everything to fit and work properly. So yeah, I'm gonna have to see maybe if he get me another gear or something because I'm afraid now that if it don't work in flight, then I got a big problem.
Yep. Yep.
So yeah.
Well, he snapped off his the nose gear. Remember, you snapped off your T28 nose gear at Texas.
I bent it, remember?
Yeah, you really whacked it. I don't know what you did. Did you bounce it hard? Did you land on the nose?
I landed right on the edge of the pavement in the grass there at Texas.
And then it grabbed.
It did it.
Yeah, because
And
it was funky, man. I look over there and I said, "What did you do?" Oh, I don't know. Then you took it off, went over there, banged on the vise, and then went back, put it on, and I think you flew it again, didn't you?
I did.
Yeah, you did.
So it's a great flying airplane, I assume, when I get to fly it.
I got new video up to, I think today that Carrie took of it, and it's kind of got a nose down configuration.
Yeah.
And I've already shimmed that nose gear at least 3/8 of an inch, maybe a little more. What I'm going to look at next, because the B-17, I got a couple little things I want to look at before I put it away. It got dirty, so I got to clean the dirt off it.
Yeah.
And then I want to look to see if I can't shorten the mains a little bit just to get her more level. But
Right.
that takeoff that you see on that video, when it finally grabbed it, bounced up quickly.
Yeah.
And then the next flight that we don't have on camera, I used half flap and it was much smoother. But again, it sits like this, so you got to get enough air into that tail to get her to pick up. So I'm gonna look to see if I can adjust. I don't know if I can shim that. I mean, she still looks like she's sitting too high as it is. So
I think I have the same problem that you have. I have the old Banana Hobby 80-inch B-17, the 909 from 15 years ago.
Yeah.
And it does the same thing. I was playing with the wing incidents just a little bit, 1 or 2 degree. I put a little shim in there, you know what I mean? Just to get it would go down, and I could never get it to take off smooth. It would go wrong, just like what you're talking about.
Jump up.
Exactly. So I don't know if it's inherent to the way the airframe is built or what, but I don't know. All I know is mine does the same exact thing, and it's all foam, man. It's old school. You can see the yardstick going across for the spar.
Yeah. Yep.
Me too. Michael, I've got everything working good with the sequencer now, man. Everything's great. I just got a gear now that's not working properly. We sitting here just with the gear out of the plane on a tester, and it's kind of might work, it might not. And in the plane with all 4 screws in, if it goes down, it doesn't want to open back up.
Like something binds up.
And that's on a tester. That's not even using the controller.
It has to be in the screwdriver because it's a double reduction. Something's either something loose, something
Binding
fall
or
around in
something.
there. I mean, I don't know.
It's like it sounds like when it closes the gear and it pushes that worm gear even tighter.
Yeah, like it shouldn't. Like it should already. It shouldn't be that tight.
Yeah,
we need to screw it in a few or out, whatever. Which one?
See, you're making me glad I got pneumatics in mine.
Yeah, pneumatics do have their,
they got their quirks, and there are issues, but I've had a really good run, and I shouldn't have said that out loud. Knocking on wood again.
You better hit it harder.
But what are the
There
flight
you go.
tendencies?
There you go.
What are the flight tendencies of the T-28? I mean, was yours tail heavy, nose heavy? Did you have to put weight in it?
I think in the beginning, no, I did put weight on it. The first flight, the first one that I broke, I own up to it. I actually had 4 or 5 flights on it, and I was really liking it. The motor was starting to kick in nicely, break in a little bit. And my buddy's like, I think you're nose heavy. Why don't you do the, you go 45-degree inverted? And I did, and she did go over a bit, and that's I think I'm nose heavy, and that's when I pulled full up to get her out of that, and I went into the high speed stall, which is the second time I ever did that on the same maneuver. Anywho, when I rebuilt it, I got another airframe from Tomas, and I rebuilt it. I took some of the weight off the nose, and she flies, I think, better. Although I had good level flight with it, I didn't notice any tendencies. We did notice a little bit of nose heavy when we did that test, but I don't think it was enough to change the flight characteristics. I mean, you can see on there's 4 videos I posted, I think, today on my Facebook page of that takeoff we just talked about. A couple flybys and the landing, and on the landing I didn't flare. I did hit main. I did on the mains like a millisecond before the nose gear. I would have preferred more main hit touch first, but that I think that was the first flight of this season with her. I think all it's done is rain up here.
So when you take off with the T-28, do you use flaps?
I do now. That flight that you see on my Facebook, there are no flaps. The second flight I did use half flap, and it was much better.
But are you running a 2-blade or a 3-blade?
2-blade.
Yeah, because I'm gonna break it in with a 2-blade. I've got the 3-blade for it, which I like the scale of. This is actually the break-in prop right here. It's a 1910. What did you use on yours?
I think the 19.9 is on it now, if I recall. We have the 10 on it, and then we went to the 9, and that's what's on it now. I still have the 3 blades I want to put on there eventually.
Yeah.
But only
you
2
just don't
flights.
Get the performance with the 3-blade. It's like down on performance.
The maiden was kind of mushy, if I recall. What I did wrong was on my elevators. It was on my old radio. On the new radio, if I put on the matched servos on 2 different channels, if I put Expo on this one, it'll automatically go to the other one.
Oh, but I didn't on this one?
No. So when I took off, when I took off, it would go there. And when I was coming in, I was like, why does it keep going to the left? Why does it keep
what in the world?
And I'm sitting there one day before I came to the field, and I see one going. I'm like,
yeah, been there, done that. And I'm going, what is going on? And I look over there. I say, I got to do this manually on each channel.
Yep.
Wow. Live and learn. That's all part of the. What is it? Failure is part of the process.
Live and learn. The SZ automatically does it. The TM didn't do it automatically. I had to go in there and check that.
Which radio you're using on the Futaba?
I've got the TM18MZ and the T18SZ is the new one.
Can you feel the difference in whatever the letters are in the software?
Yes.
So it's newer or updated or
newer.
Whatever.
It's newer. Like I said, the one example is when 2 channels are paired, it'll tell the other one.
So it's
I like that.
Yeah, because I had to figure that out myself. I go, what's going on? This one goes up, and then this one goes up, and then this is this. And I go, and then I figured it out. But do you have to use 2 9-channel receivers or 2 8s for the 18?
I've got the 14 channel, the big ones in there. I had a friend of mine in Canada sold 3 of them. I'll take them because you can't get those anymore.
I know. I see them on there. I scoop them up. I got quite a few of them.
I got about 8 or 9 of them now.
I've never had a problem with one. Give me some wood.
Nope, me neither. And it's also nice having that many channels if you're going to start running extra stuff like gear doors and lights.
No, it ain't happening for me. He'll do it, but I ain't doing it.
What
he's saying, if you want to do all your stuff, you got to have more channels to do all your stuff.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, that to me again,
too confusing
for me. The more
scale
it is, the better I like it. That's why I say I want all my doors. I know you said you took your doors off of your T-28.
Well, I just didn't put them back on when I got the second airframe.
Yeah.
Because I think I was working on the big L19 at the time.
Yeah.
So it's
yeah.
like, do I stop working on that to get this? And I know I want to fly it, so I get it in the air so I could fly it. And
Well,
I still have,
now you've got a big grasshopper to work on.
yeah, yeah.
Are you gonna let your wife fly it?
I told her she has to fly it. She want it. She's got to fly it.
Yeah,
And
no doubt.
she's funny because I bought her an Aero Scout a couple years ago.
Did you really? You got her an Aero Scout?
Well, a quick story. Years and years ago, when I first got in the hobby, the kids were little, and she says to me, "Every time you get free time, you go fly. Why?" I'm like, "Come with me." And I think I had a Sig Piper Cub, and we buddy boxed. And by the second, third flight, she's flying around beautifully. And I can remember one time I got it, and I said, "She goes, I was fine. I had it." So she was doing beautifully. So we get dark, we put everything away, and she goes, "I'll never ask you again." So she knew how cool it was. Fast forward till about, actually, I think it was around COVID. She goes, "I think I want to fly again." And for that one season, it was just a handful of us club members were able to go up and camp. I think it was 2020. So I bought her the Aero Scout, whatever the hell it is. And we got a couple flights in, and she didn't like anybody watching her. I'm like, "Honey, what do you concentrate on the airplane? Don't worry about who's behind you." So one morning we got up early and the guys weren't up yet. So let's go fly. So she did about 2 or 3 flights. She did 2 or 3 beautiful landings with that. She turns around and the guys are like, "Carrie!" She hasn't touched it since. But now she's got a grasshopper. She's going to have to. Right, honey?
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, and that's 119 inches, so it ought to fly great.
Right, honey?
Yeah. Well, look, man, it's about that time, and we're going to let you get out of here. And this man needs to go home. He's exhausted from digging holes all day and putting in concrete and everything else.
That's what I do.
Listen, Ray, take tomorrow off. I'll sign your sheet.
Yeah.
Good luck with that. No, I've had 5 weeks and it wasn't off. I just 5 weeks
right.
of not doing any physical work. When you get back to the first physical day of work, I'm telling you, I got beat. It grinds you to powder, man. And the older you get, the less energy you have, and the more pissed off you get, easier.
John, thank you, man. I appreciate that, buddy.
My goodness.
Wow, John, excellent, buddy.
Very nice. But yeah, man, we just appreciate you being here, and we look forward to some more videos.
Yeah, I want to see the trophy.
Yeah.
I'd like to take the picture when you're holding it.
Yeah.
Well, it's a pleasure coming on here and chatting with you guys. I love it.
Well, hey, man, you're always welcome to come on here and just whoop it up with us. You know what I mean?
Yes,
we're
sir.
nothing special. We just have a good time and enjoy what we're doing. So,
That's special.
well, okay. In your mind. I'll let him think that.
It's perception.
Whatever it takes. You
It's
know
all
what I
about
mean?
perception.
But hang out for a minute and we'll end the show and I'll be right back with you. All right, buddy? But thank you so much for being here and entertaining the fellas and telling us about this beautiful plane.
Absolutely.
And if you guys have not been to Phil's channel, it's Phil Camp on YouTube. I dropped the link at the beginning of the chat. Please go to his channel, like it, subscribe to it. Let's get that man's ratings and views up already because he has done a beautiful job on this airplane. So hang out for a minute and I'll be right back with you. All right, buddy?
Thanks, gentlemen. Pleasure.
Thank you, man. All right, guys. Well, you heard it here, man. That's it's a beautiful airplane. If you hadn't seen his videos, go over and check them out because all the videos he's put up are great. And the maiden flight is awesome because if you can't feel his whole just level of intensity
total
and anxiety,
you're
I mean,
tense.
Yeah, if you can't feel it, you're not going to feel it. And if you fly planes and you do maidens, you'll feel it with him
you'll feel it.
He was definitely drawn up tight, man. So, but he did it. He took off the gravel path, which you don't expect him to do. So it's really cool to watch. So definitely get over there to Phil's channel and drop a comment, tell him you saw it here on the show, and give him a like and subscribe. But guys, we hope you have a great rest of your week. Be safe with the weird weather, crazy stuff that we're having. Tomorrow's hump day. It's great. So we're halfway through the week. So who knows, man? Maybe we'll get some flights in this weekend because the weather guessers are not getting it right every time. So we'll just have to cross fingers. And if it does, it might be an afternoon. Who knows? But we need to get some videos up for you guys anyway. So, but yeah, you guys take care. Be safe. Have a great week and happy flying and blue skies and no